Welcome back, children. This is Information Technology for class 11. Subject code is 802. This is your textbook, IT Tools. Before moving on to the lesson, I would like to have a quick recap on what you have learned in your earlier class. First one, fundamental concepts of computer system. Second one, characteristics of a computer. Third one, block diagram of a computer. Fourth, inside the computer. Fifth, components of a computer. Sixth, operating system. Seventh one, functions of an operating system. And finally, eighth one, the types of operating system. If you could recollect what you have studied in the functions of an operating system, we have learned communication manager, resource management, process management, memory management, file management, and also the types of operating system like single user operating system, multi-user operating system, so on and so forth. This is what you have learned in the previous session, and we have also discussed about the models that you can prepare, namely input devices, the output devices, peripheral devices like modem, so on and so forth. And I hope you have enjoyed the previous session, and let us move on to the session for today. And today you will learn evolution of networks and internet, computer networks, resource sharing, transmission medium, topology, bus topology, ring topology, star topology, mesh topology, and finally tree topology. Now, first, definition of internet. The internet is a worldwide collection of networks that links millions of businesses, government agencies, educational institutions, and individuals. Now take that word internet, break it into two. Inter means many, net means network. So internet is nothing but it is a worldwide collection of many networks. Hope you understood this definition. Let us move on to the evolution of the internet. Each organization is responsible only for maintaining its own network. No single person, company, institution, or government agency controls or owns the internet. The World Wide Web Consortium, in short, it is called as W3C, oversees research and sets guidelines and standards. The guidelines and standards are nothing but protocols. Internet 2 is a non-profit research and development project that connects more than 200 universities and 115 companies via a high-speed private network to develop and test advanced network technology. Example, telemedicine, as you are aware, COVID-19, digital libraries, and faster internet services. This is the evolution of the internet. And what is ARPANET? This is very important, children. ARPA stands for Advanced Research Projects Agency. It is an agency of the US Department of Defense. The network, which is called ARPANET, became functional in September 1969 linking scientific and academics researchers across US. Now, ARPANET consists of four main computers located at, these are the four main locations which is located in US. One is University of California, Los Angeles. Number two, University of California, Santa Barbara. Number three, the Stanford Research Institute. And number four, University of Utah. Each of these computers served as a host on the network, commonly known today as server. Now, server, the term server means it serves the request. Client stands for requesting a request. Let me make it very clear. For example, you want to find meaning of a particular word. You switch on your computer and you type the name of the word and you want to know the meaning of that particular word. You will open Google search, you type the word, and immediately when you click on search, it goes to the server. The server is not in your location. The server, that is Google server, is in US. So from India you are going to search something where the actual details are found in the US server. So the connectivity will happen. So the client is you and the server is, it is in the another country where the details will be picked and the search results will be given to you. This is called as client server model. Client is the one who asks for request. You are the one who are asking, you are the one who is asking the request to know the meaning, and the server is, it serves your request. It is like a dictionary which will have a complete references, and based on that you can pick the details. Hope this explanation is clear to you. So each of the computer serve as a host on the network, commonly known today as server. Server is the one who serves the request. Now, who is NSF? NSF is the National Science Foundation that connected its huge network of 5 supercomputers, computer centers called NSFNet to ARPANET in 1986. The configuration of complex networks and hosts became known as the internet. As you are quite aware, the term internet is nothing but inter is many, net is network. So many networks connected together is called as internet. Now, hypertext transfer protocol, in short it is called as HTTP. As I told you, client here, the client on the left hand side is asking for a request through a browser app. It can be Google Chrome. So the user is asking for request, and the internet through TCP IP protocol, it goes to the www server. This www server I called as Google. So the request that you are posting in your location, it goes to the server and the server serves your request, and the result is brought back to the client who is asking for request. Hope this diagram is very clear. HTTP is the protocol. Protocol is nothing but the rule used to access resources on the World Wide Web. A browser application is used to send a request to the www World Wide Web server for a resource. Example, a web page, graphics file, audio file, etc. Or you can also find the meaning, as the example that is given to you is a dictionary. The server responds by sending the resource, a file, to a client and closing the connection. Hope this is clear to you. A request is made from the client side, and from the server side, the request has been serviced. It has been served. Okay, define network. A network is a collection of computers and devices connected together via communication devices and transmission media. A computer network is a communication system that connects two or more computers and their peripheral devices to exchange information and share resources. As I told you, network cannot be one, it should be more than two, and as and when it is connected, the resource can be shared. For example, I have two systems and I have given computer and I have given a network connection, and I am connecting a printer. So these two systems can give a printing command simultaneously, so that with one printer the two user can be, they can use the service of a printer. It need not be two, it can be 20 computers connected to one printer in a network. So one printer will serve the request of all 20 users. This is the advantage of a network. So it can share the resource. Resource need not be printer alone. You can share resource like fax, you can share resource like scanner, etc. Network terms: communication devices, hardware components that enables a computer to send means transmit, and receive data, instructions and information to and from one or more computers. Example: cable modem, wireless modem. Cable modem, wireless modem. Modem comes in two forms. One is, you can either use it if you have a desktop, it should be a wired network connection, or if you are using a laptop, you can go for a wireless modem through Wi-Fi. Network cards, hubs and switches. Hubs and switches, it is nothing but the Ethernet. If you go to an internet center, you will find a Ethernet box where all the optical cable, that is all the network, are connected to that. So that is an example of the hub and switches. Communication devices, as I told you, here you may see the modem. The port is given blue color here. So you may connect the wired thing, or if you are using a laptop, you may also go for the wireless connection. And here, as I have clearly given you here, this is the wireless modem, communicates with wireless internet access provider. So this pen based model, you can carry it anywhere. If it is a wired thing, you cannot pull the wire, but when it is of this form, you can easily connect to the laptop and you can switch on your internet connection. The wireless modem inserted in notebook computer, there it is inserted, so you will get the internet connection. While you are traveling also, you can make use of this connection. And the other one is hub and switch. As you can see here, many ports are available. You can take the connection of how many, depending upon your requirement, you can pull the internet connection. Hope this is clear to you. Next one, transmission medium. Materials or substances capable of carrying one or more signals in a computer in a communication channel. There are two types of transmission media. One is physical, that is the wired form. Physical means wired form, and wireless form. Examples of physical transmission media is twisted pair cable, coaxial cable, and fiber optic cable. A clear picture will be given to you in the next slide. Examples of wireless transmission media is infrared, broadcast radio, cellular radio, microwave radio, and communication satellite, which you cannot see. So communication can happen through this microwave and radio wave frequency also. Physical transmission media, as I told you, there are three types. One is the twisted pair cable, as you can see here. Here this one is twisted pair cable. A pair of wires are given with common, as you can see, the green color has two wire which is a pair. Similarly, the orange, the blue, the red. So this is the twisted pair cable, that is one form. The other one is the coaxial cable. This normally your cable TV operator carries this. So as you can see, it's a copper wire. And finally the fiber optic cable. As you can see in the Ethernet, now this is the high speed internet. For high speed internet we are using fiber optic cable. This is the advanced model. Fiber optic cable is the advanced model where transmission of data happens at very high speed. Hope this is clear to you. Types of network topology. Basically there are three types of network topology: bus network, star network, and ring network. The term topology stands for layout of a computer network. For example, you are building a house, you will go to an architect and you will give the requirement whether it is a 2-bedroom flat or a 3-bedroom flat. So based on the layout, finally your house is built. So before planning, this topology have to be set right, whether you are going for layout of bus network or the layout of star network or the layout of ring network. So basically the term topology stands for layout of a computer network. Now bus network. As you can see, bus is nothing but a cable. As you can see right in the middle, bus means that cable. From that cable many connections are taken, personal computers are connected. So through that cable, which is nothing but the bus, the network is provided to all the computers that are connected to it. This is called as bus network or cable network. Through cable you are taking the connection. Bus network topology. As I told you, topology is nothing but the layout of the computer network. A bus network consists of a single central cable. The single central cable is given right in the middle. As you can see, in the middle, one straight line is given. That is the single central cable, which is the backbone or the trunk of this network, to which all computers and other devices are connected. Nodes are nothing. Node is nothing but the peripheral that is connected. As you can see, printer is also connected. It is again a node. A laptop is connected. It is a node. Desktop is also connected. It is a node. Here the T connector is given. That means the connection is given in the form of T. As you can see, it is flipped vertical. The first one is flipped vertical. You can clearly see that is the T model. So based on the T, that connection is pulled out from the single central cable. Hope this is very clear. Terminator is the final end where it stops. Now each device is connected to a single bus cable through T connector. A terminator is required at each end of the bus cable to prevent the signal from bouncing back and forth on the bus cable. So terminator is finally where it ends. It is nothing but the sentence will end with a full stop. So it is like a full stop where it terminates. Now bus topology. The bus topology has each node connected to a main communication channel, the bus. If one node is faulty, this has no effect on the rest of the network. As it is clearly given, there are 5 computers. Now one computer, as I have given in red marking, if it is not functional, so it is not going to affect the network at all. So if the bus is faulty, the whole network is down. Bus means the wire, that is the centralized node, that is the central cable, as I have given you here. That is the central node, the wire which is in straight line. If that is not working properly, or if that is getting disconnected, or if it is damaged or something like that, the whole network will spoil. Here the point is, If computer is not working, it is not going to harm the network. But if the central cable is damaged, the whole network will get damaged. This is the idea that you have to understand. If the bus is faulty, the whole network is down. Bus here means the cable, the central cable. Advantage: easy to add new station, as the first one is not working properly. It can be easily removed and a new computer can be connected. That is the advantage. But what is the disadvantage? Each node may have to compete with each other in order to transmit and receive data. This is the disadvantage. That means when the data transmission is happening, the transmission, it has to go as 1 2 3 4. So that is the disadvantage. Each node may have to compete with each other in order to transmit and receive data. As you are quite aware, it is the central node or the cable that is the backbone. So every computer, the transmission of data may not be of that high speed. That is the disadvantage. It has to travel from one computer to another. That is computer number 1 followed by computer number 2, computer number 3. So it is in the sequential form. That is the disadvantage. Now, bus network topology. Advantages of bus network. Bus network are inexpensive and easy to install. So cost is low. Computers and other devices can be attached and detached at any point on the bus without disturbing the rest of the network. As I have given you, first computer not working, it can be easily removed and a new one can be fixed. Now, third point, failure of one device usually does not affect the rest of the bus network. Here, very important point is, if the centralized or the backbone cable is damaged, the whole network will be down. Disadvantages of bus network. Network disruption might occur when computer or other devices are added or removed. Because all systems on the network connect to a single cable or backbone, a break in the cable will prevent all the systems from accessing the network. It is difficult to identify the problem if the entire network shut down. I'll give you a simple example. If there is a power failure in one house, the cable man will come and switch off the whole power, that is the transformer is switched off. Then he adds a new connection or checks the fault. In that time, the network will not function, and soon after he restore that one, then the transformer is switched on. That is the basic idea of this bus network. That is the disadvantage. Now, types of network topology. The next one is the ring topology. As you can see, the layout of the computer network is in the form of a ring. Now, on a ring network, a cable forms a closed loop or a ring with all computers and devices arranged along the ring. It's a pictorial representation. It clearly gives the computers are connected in the form of a ring in one direction. It can be either in clockwise direction or it can be in the anti-clockwise direction. It is called unidirection. One direction is possible. Data transmitted on a ring network travels from device to device around the entire ring in one direction. In one direction means unidirection, either clockwise or counterclockwise, anti-clockwise. When a computer or device sends data and data travels to each computer on the ring until it reaches its destination. Token passing. Token passing is nothing but when people give you tokens. For example, when you are in queue, you will be given tokens. The first one who comes gets the first token, so he will be served first, followed by the next one, followed by the third one. That is called as token passing. A classical example would be attendance taken in class. The class teacher calls out the first roll number first, followed by the second one, followed by the third one. That is called as token passing. Token means it is in the sequential form, one followed by the second one, followed by the third one, so on and so forth. So token passing is one method for sending data around a ring. Each device takes a turn sending and receiving information through the use of a token. That is 1, 2, 3. The token along with any data is sent from the first device to the second device, which extracts the data addressed to it and adds any data it wishes to send. Then second device passes the token and the data to the third device, etc., until it comes back around to the first device again. As I told you earlier, when you have 4 computers, when the layout is like a ring, the data transmission is from first to the second, and from the second it moves to the third, and from the third it moves to the fourth, and from the fourth it finally comes to the first one. The reason behind it is, since it is in the form of a ring, the first computer cannot communicate with the third computer or the fourth computer, because it has to travel computer 3 and 4 through computer number 2. Hope this is clear to you. So it is in a sequential form. When it is in clockwise form, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Or if it is in anti-clockwise form, it is 4, 3, 2, 1 and finally 4. Only the device with the token is allowed to send data. All other devices must wait for the token to come to them. As I have clearly told you in the previous example, this is the clockwise model. So computer number 1, if it has to communicate to computer number 3, it has to communicate to computer number 2, and then only it can communicate to computer number 3. Hope this is very, very clear. It is the clockwise model, unidirectional ring topology, or the layout of the network is in the form of a ring. Signals are sent around the network from node to node. If a node is faulty, then there must be a method of bypassing the failed node. An example is when you have a power supply, when the power is down, you will switch on the UPS. So UPS, you can make use of the power. That is the bypassing technique. If the bypassing technique is adopted, there won't be any issue in that. If it is not there, then the communication channel fails and finally the network will also fail. Hope this is clear to you. What are the advantages? The transmission of data is relatively simple, as packets travel in one direction only. Packet is nothing but the smallest form of a data is called as a packet. Cable faults are easily located, making troubleshooting easier. Troubleshooting means a trouble is resolved. That is, shooting a trouble is called as troubleshooting. Resolved is called as troubleshooting. The uses of token passing enables all devices in a ring topology to share the network resources fairly. As you are quite aware, token passing is nothing but one followed by the second one followed by the third one. As I have already given you the example of attendance. Disadvantage: a failure in any cable or device breaks the loop and can take down the entire network. Data packets must pass through every computer, therefore this makes it slower. So data transmission is relatively slower. So a ring network can span a larger distance than a bus network, but it is more difficult to install. So installation part is very difficult. That is the disadvantage. Now next we move on to the star network. As you can see, the hub or the switch is placed right in the middle. As you can see, the wires are in the form of a star model. In the next slide, I'll show it to you very clearly. Now here, all peripheral nodes are connected to a central node. Central node is nothing but the switch or the hub. If a peripheral node fails, it has no effect on the network. If the centralized node fails, the whole network is down. That is, if there is a problem in the switch or the hub which is kept right in the middle, then the whole network will be down. The advantage is easy to add new stations. Disadvantage is central node may get congested with network traffic. When you add more and more computer, the processing speed will be less, and there is a possibility of this switch may be malfunctioning. That is the greatest disadvantage. The point here is, when the switch or the hub has a problem, then the total network will be down. But if one computer is not functioning, that will not bring any problem to the network. That is the ultimate idea that you have to understand in star topology. Advantages: if one device fails, only that particular device is affected. As I have mentioned it earlier, if one device fails, one computer has a problem, then it is left to that particular computer alone. It has nothing to do with the network. Devices can be added to or removed from network with little or no disruption. So you can easily add or remove a computer in the network. Easy to troubleshoot and isolate problem. So you can resolve the issues easily when it is a star network topology. Disadvantage: if the hub or switch fails, the entire network will be inoperable. That is, it will not function. Required more cable than most of the other topologies. More expensive because the cost of the hub or switch. So hub and the switch, which is expensive when compared to the ring topology or the bus topology, because ring topology and bus topology, they do not have this concept of hub, so they don't have to buy the hub for ring and the bus topology. But for star topology, compulsorily you should buy a hub or a switch. Now we will move on to the mesh topology. As you can see the picture, in the picture, the top picture has four computers. As you can see, 4 computers are connected to one another with wires. As you can see, the below one, it has 5 computers. As you can see, all 5 computers are connected to one another with the help of cable. So here the problem is, you need more and more cable so that the first computer can communicate directly to the 5th computer, 4th computer and 3rd computer. But in ring topology, that is not possible, because in ring topology, as you know, the first computer has to communicate to second one, followed by the third one, and then followed by the 4th one when it is in a clockwise form. But in mesh topology, here, as more cable is involved, any computer can connect to any other computer. The data can be sent easily. That is the advantage of a mesh topology. In mesh topology, every node is connected with every other node in the computer. Because of dedicated point-to-point connection between every possible pair of nodes, the topology provides secure data transfer without any traffic problem. Traffic problem is nothing but easily the data, when it can be transmitted from one to another, there won't be any queues. So token, that form of problem will not come in mesh topology. It requires a large number of connections establish the topology. This leads to difficulty in installation as the number of nodes grow as the network grow. If you want to add another computer there on the second picture, again you have to give connection to all the other computers. So it is a difficulty in installation. That is for mesh topology. And finally, tree topology. As you can see here, tree is nothing but the combination of bus and star topology. As you can clearly see in this picture has a main cable right in the middle. A vertical line is dividing those two hubs and switches. I have clearly given you here the main cable here. That main cable is an example of the bus topology, and you also have 4 star topology, 2 on the left hand side and 2 on the right hand side. So altogether it is 4 star topology and 1 ring topology. So tree topology is equal to 1 bus and the collection of star topology. So it is the combination of 2 topologies. Tree is equal to a bus topology and collection of other star topology as well. So that is the biggest advantage. The tree topology is a hybrid topology using combination of star and bus topology. In this model, there is one bus topology which is given very clearly right in the middle, a vertical line that is flowing, which is the bus topology, and 4 star topologies are given. So it is the connection of 4 star topology and 1 bus topology. Backbone cable in a bus topology act like the stem of the tree, and star topology and even individual nodes are connected to the main backbone cable like the branches of the tree. That is, if you could take a tree, the stem is here, we are going to relate that stem as the bus topology, which is right in the middle. It is acting as a stem for the tree, and the star topology, the 4 star topology, we are relating it to the branches of the tree. So there is only one stem, but you can have as many branches as you can. So the tree topology is very clear to you. Third point, damage to a segment of a network laid using tree topology will not affect other segments. For example, there are totally 4 star topologies here. If one star topology fails, that has nothing to do with the others. It will not affect the other network because star topology 2, star topology 3 and star topology 4 along with the main cable of bus will function on its own. That is the biggest advantage of tree topology. And fourth point, installation and configuration is difficult as compared to other topologies because this is the hybrid model. So when you are installing and configuring, it is little difficult. Also, if the backbone cable is damaged, the entire network communication is disrupted. As the real life example, as we are considering it as a tree, the stem is equal to the bus topology. When there is a breakage in the stem, then finally there will be a problem in the network. So main cable or the bus topology, which is acting as the stem of the tree, is very important. If there is any breakage to the stem, that is the bus topology, if there is any breakage in the bus topology, the entire network will be down. That is the precautionary measure that has to be taken when you are using the tree topology. And we have come to the end of this session. I believe you enjoyed this topic, and I shall meet you in next class. Thank you, children. Have a nice day.